When it comes to growing a real estate company or a real estate team, the single most important activity is naturally recruiting. Now, with what is most important becomes the most daunting task at the same time. Hi, I'm John Cheplack, and over the last 16 years, I have worked with leaders just like you of real estate companies and real estate teams that want to grow their business. Now, many people think that chasing transactions is what's going to grow their business, but they're chasing and pointed and focused at the wrong target, because there is a cap to how much production an agent will do. If you look at per person productivity over the years, it hasn't changed much. If anything, it's gone down. So we need to continually bring in quality human resource to the organization. So what's the solution? Well, the solution is bringing in that quality human resource, but here's the problem. And maybe this might sound familiar to you. You want to bring in quality agents, but you're unable to do it consistently. Or you sit down at a meeting with an agent and you feel like you have a really good interview, and a couple conversations later, things are going great, and then they disappear. Well, here's the reason why. Is because you need to look at the prospecting, the interviewing, the nurturing, the follow-up, and the actual hiring of an agent just like you do a lead. Now, let's take a look at the parallel path of a lead. Well, with a lead, you've got a website, and you have lead capture, and then you have autoresponders, and you have an emailing platform, and a CRM. Stands to reason, right? You've got to follow up on that lead. Let me ask you this. Do you have the same, even at a minimum, system and process for recruits? Now, I'm guessing you may be having the aha moment right now and thinking, wow, how logical. I don't. And here's what's even more interesting. One recruit typically, at a minimum, has the value that's 10x over the time the agent's with you as one transaction. But look at all the lift and haul. Look at all the systems and processes in a transaction. Well, you must have the same for recruiting. And this is what I have mastered over the many years as a branch manager, as an executive, and again, over the last 15 plus years working with leaders like you. Now, what do you need to have? You need to have an online presence. You need to have a recruiting website, a stand-alone recruiting website. A career tab on your company showcase website won't work. It's not going to work. They're going to bounce off it all the time. You must have fair exchange value transference on that website. Not a website that's all about you, a website that actually gives an agent value, just like you give the consumer value when they visit your company website. Because there's only three things that matter to people: me, myself, and I. Next, what does your drip email program look like? With consistent content. Now, consistency is important, but now you need to look at what the content is that you're sending to your prospects so they consume it. You build trust and value that ultimately over time brings the prospect to you. Because here's the kicker. We've done the research. It takes 14 contacts on average in some way, shape, or form before an experienced agent makes a move. Now, those 14 contacts also must be based in value, making deposits in the business relationship equity account. Essentially, helping the competitors' agents before you actually help them, meaning when they join your company. Because people don't believe what they're told, they believe what they experience. So you must have a recruiting website. You must have lead capture forms. Lead capture forms, those only work when you give something of value an agent can use in their business today, not something about your company, not feature dumping. Then, when you capture that lead, having them in a CRM, where they are then receiving drip emails a minimum once a week that are purely value-based. As a matter of fact, no calls to action. I know, counterintuitive, but we've proven this. We've proven it by launching over 1 million emails a month for all different brands over the last 10 plus years throughout North America. So if what you're starting to hear sounds interesting to you and makes a lot of sense, which I hope it does, and you truly want to grow your team or you want to grow your real estate office, there's two things that people typically do at this point. Number one, you can fill out the form to schedule a private web tour with my staff. Or number two, you can register to watch a recorded training video that actually takes you through and behind the scenes of a recruiting specific CRM, email drip program, a website, so that if nothing else, you get to see how this functions online and quite possibly put together your own system and process. But most important, we want you to get value. So feel free to either watch the free training video or immediately schedule the free online webinar where we'll take you through the entire program so you can learn a little bit more about the program, learn a little bit more about us, and see how it can be a fit to grow your real estate office, your company, or your team. We'll see you on the other side.